Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing this evening? Here in the center of being, this is the first night of mastering your needs. Here we are mastering our needs to master ourselves. And over this week, we'll be exploring the six core human needs. These needs being certainty, uncertainty, significance, love, contribution, and growth. And tonight's section is all about certainty. I'm gonna wait. I'll wait a minute or two for a few of you to maybe jump on the live. I know a few of you want to jump on. I'll wait. I'll wait so when we can begin with a few of us here, and we can rock and roll. How are you going this evening? How's your Tuesday? Or if you're in a different time zone, your Monday. I don't think it could be Wednesday yet. How's your day? How are you going? Let me know down below. I'd love to know. And how'd you find this morning's certainty meditation? If you haven't checked it out, go check it out after this. It was really, really good and a really great Kickstarter to what we're exploring tonight, which is certainty. Wait a little bit longer. I'll jump on my Facebook. Over here. Double check we are all up and running okay. What? We on? We're on. We are on. Awesome. Awesome. I can see myself there. Sweet. Now just go back over here. Oh, here we go. All right. So, to unpack the six core needs a little bit more, I'll go through this really awesome unpack that I have gotten from Joe Parnay, who is an amazing man from the Coaching Institute and one of my mentors who has taught me so much, and I'm so grateful for his existence. His model begins with explaining how we satisfy these needs will determine our experience of happiness. These needs also describe to us why we do what we do and why we don't do what we know we should be doing. If we do not fill any of these needs, we get unhappy. The antidote to this is to embrace or at least satisfy the need which is paradoxical to it. For example, certainty paradoxically links to uncertainty. Hey, whoever just jumped on, let me know who you are. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to see who's jumping on with me right now. Um, these six core needs can be met in one of two ways, namely either unresourcefully, which means the way we meet the need is met is a hang on, let me start again. The way we meet the need, which means the way the need is met is obtainable but not sustainable. There we go. For example, you can get drunk to meet your need for variety, but is this sustainable? The other way we meet our needs in a resourceful way. The other way we meet our needs is in a resourceful way. Sorry, I haven't read this in a long time. I just got it. I just remembered it's an ultimate resource for tonight. Um, the other way we meet our needs is in a resourceful way, obtainable and sustainable manner. For example, you can meet your need for variety through your career choice, which has inbuilt variety and adventure like coaching or sales. This is how we satisfy and show up for our needs. Tonight, we are exploring certainty, safety, and comfort. And we're going to be exploring the unresourceful sides, the unresourceful and obtainable sides, but not sustainable. And we will unpack and go over resourceful, obtainable, and sustainable ways to meet our need for certainty. So first of all, I'd love to know down below, write down some comments right now. What are some ways that you meet your need for certainty? Whether you think it's resourceful or unresourceful, let me know down below. Let's get some comments down below. First, we'll explore the area of the unresourceful and obtainable ways we can fulfill the need for certainty. If you've got any ideas, write unresourceful ways to meet certainty, then go da 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 and start throwing some ideas out. Here I've got control of others. Ways we can unresourcefully meet our need for certainty is controlling others, forcing them to be a certain way. A lot of the times you may see this show up with our partners, with our friends, with our family, with our children. Controlling others is a very unresourceful way we can be taking care of the need of certainty. Who's ever done that before? I've definitely tried, and it sucks. It's not a nice way to show up. Watching hours of TV instead of having a life, who has done that? That is an unresourceful and obtainable way we can meet the need for certainty. Who's watched so much Netflix they just feel like they're going to explode? um, Food. Food is a way we can meet our need for certainty. We can overeat, and if we're feeling stressed out, we go, "Oh shit, I need to go get some, I need to go get some food. I need to go get some food so I can feel good, so I know what I'm doing." Such a common thing we practice, and a lot of the times we can be meeting our need for comfort or certainty through the way of food, which is really not good for us. Control, just general control, trying to control. Hey Shazza, how are you? We're going over unresourceful ways of meeting the need for certainty, the obtainable, unresourceful ways we meet the need for certainty. We're up to control. We can try control situations, control others, control ourselves, control certain things. I certainly know when I'm trying to unpack the dishwasher sometimes and it's not working the way I want, I get frustrated because it's like, I can't freaking do it. And then it's not working the way I want it, so I want to control it. So that's one way we can be unresourcefully meeting our needs for uncertainty. I was about to have a wine, then had a health drink instead. Oh, good on you, Shazza. Good on you. Good on you for picking the value of health. That is a great way of meeting our need for certainty in a very resourceful way. Routine, depending on whether the routine is holding you back or moving you forward. So you may have a routine that you do consistently. I used to routinely smoke marijuana after I'd come home from work. And there was a time in COVID where I did it as soon as I woke up. It was a routine that was holding me back and damaging my health, and it really wasn't good. So that was a way I was meeting the need for certainty really unresourcefully. So, it was very obtainable to me in the space I was at. So it was not a routine that was good for me at all. So routine can actually hold us back. And structure is a huge part of having a sustainable and healthy life. And it can be and when our structure is unresourceful and not working for us, can be the very reason why we never move forward, which is really interesting and which sucks too, because we can get stuck in some nasty loops. Procrastination. This is a huge one that affects so many of us. Who's ever had a dream or a goal that they wanted to do, but when they start to think about doing it, they go, "Oh, I'm just going to go watch TV. Oh, I'm just going to go do something else." Procrastination is actually a way we meet the need for certainty because we have this grand idea, this awesome thing, but instead of doing it, we make ourselves feel safe and feel comfortable by going and doing something easier. But we still got the goals in mind, but we stick with what's easy, we stick with what's comfortable, and that can be a vicious routine that we can get into. So procrastination is an unresourceful way we can meet the need for certainty. What are some other ways you think we can meet the need for certainty that are unresourceful? They definitely cover a lot of it. Sharon says, don't get me started on procrastination and avoidance. Yes, avoidance is a huge way we can unresourcefully meet the need for certainty. We can constantly choose to avoid things, and it becomes our pattern, it becomes our routine, and the more and more we avoid things, the more and more, yes, it's our go-to, it's our safety function, and it doesn't work, it doesn't help. So yeah, there's some unresourceful ways to meet the need of certainty. Is there any others? I'm thinking of any others right now. I'm gonna trust my original list. Moving on to the next column, which is resourceful, obtainable, and sustainable ways to meet the need for certainty. What are some ways you're currently doing this? Write it down right now. I want to know. What are ways you are meeting the need for resourceful, obtainable, and sustainable certainty? The ones I've got here is backing yourself in order to get the results you want. This is huge. The number one person we have in our lives is ourselves. And a lot of the time, so many of us are not backing ourselves. We're procrastinating. We're not getting out of our way to really get into doing what we want to do and live the results we want. And a huge thing that we can do to resourcefully meet the need for certainty is back ourselves. No, we're going to do it. We're going to put everything we've got into moving towards the results we want, learning what we need to receive and embrace and live the results we want. So backing ourselves in order to get the results we want, huge. Sharon says exercise and meditation. Yes, two great routines that help uplift us. Exercising, helping our body grow and function in a great way. Meditation, which is a deep, mindful, spiritual connection, becoming familiar with something and ourselves and our breath every day. Awesome way of meeting the needs of certainty, Shazza. Good on you. Good on you. Next, certainty of self. It has a flavor of backing ourselves, but yes, certainty of self. Being sure in ourselves and the ability we have, what we're going to do, the plans we make, the choices we make, having that certainty around ourselves, who we are, what we're doing, that also looks like confidence too. Certainty of self is a sexy way to meet the need of certainty. I remember when I first learned this at 17, oh, I felt like I was on top of the world. Just having this one learning, certainty of self. If I was ever uncertain in a moment, I was like, certainty of self, certainty of self, certainty of self. It gave me like a jolt through my spine. I was like, oh, I can do anything. I can face anything. Certainty of self's powerful. Oh, I already feel it again. It's enriched in me. So glad I know this, and I'm so glad I can teach it to you guys. Having certainty of self is powerful. They say the power of belief is transformative through a whole new level. And if you believe in yourself to the highest heights that you can achieve, live, and be your dreams, whew, that is a power that a lot of people aren't taking advantage of. So go check out certainty of self. Go explore it. Go get familiar with it on a whole new level. Oh, I love certainty of self. Next one, allowing yourself to become who you need to become in order to handle the problem. This is a huge, huge, powerful tool that we can take on today. There's a function within all beings on this earth, I find, and it's hugely innate within human beings. It's adaptation. If we can adapt and be flexible to the environment, to the situation, to our life, and become who we need to be in order to receive the results, get the results, live the life we want, handle the problems in our life. Oh, that is powerful. A rigid system is not a successful system. The most flexible system is the most successful system. So get out there and start learning, start adapting, let go of your limiting beliefs and embrace unlimited being and be as flexible, be as successful, be as knowledgeable and amazing. I'm going to use the word amazing as you can be. I think when you allow yourself to become who you need to be, oh, that is truly embracing greatness. That is truly becoming your ultimate self. So, allowing yourself to become who you need to become in order to handle the problem. Oh, powerful, powerful way to meet the need for certainty. Sharon says, flexible is resilient. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, yeah, allow yourself to become who you need to be. Have that adaptability, have that flexibility. Super powerful, guys. Next one, routines that support and nurture and provide foundation. This is a huge one. Routines that allow us to build, nurture, and provide foundation to ourselves. It's the building block. It's the building blocks. We gotta have these things that are constantly compounding the building blocks. Like for example, with Sharon's example from earlier with exercise. We, there's always a day one of exercise. We could look like we're in any shape, any possible shape. And there's always that day one. There's always the first day. And usually our workout routines will change. And over the time, we'll usually do the same things over and over again. That'll constantly give us that 1% better, that 1% change. And using and working with routines that constantly allow us to get better and better and better and better and better and better every day we do it, super powerful. Um, I know a mentor once said to me, you could either study for half an hour a week or you could study for 10 minutes a day, and you will slowly compound way more information over those 10 minutes a day, or it's an hour a week or 10 minutes a day. You will learn more over time for that 10 minutes a day. We've got to get into routines that support and nurture ourselves and provide that early learnings, like that 1% every day. Because it's easier to have 1% chunk every day than have like a big 10% chunk every so often. It's why routines that support us every day, that nurture and provide foundation every day, are powerful. Like, for example, when I'm showing up to these lives every day, I'm already noticing the difference in my articulation. I'm noticing the difference in my care for you guys, showing up in certain ways. Things that we do every day that provide support and nurture foundation really are the guts of change and the guts of creating a difference and the guts of creating certainty for ourselves every day. So, routines that support and nurture and provide foundation is a huge way to meet our need for certainty, safety, and comfort every day. So, that's my list for now. Now, I want to go back to you guys. What are some things that you can notice that you see that are unresourceful, resourceful ways to meet the needs of certainty? Comment them down. I'd love to know. To the two beautiful people here, let me know. And the people watching this after, the replay. Let me know. And I've got some wonderful quality questions to give you guys too that I wanted to end it on. But before I end it, I've got an idea. I wanted to go through some of the ways that I notice myself right now meeting my needs for unresourceful certainty and resourceful certainty. So right now, I notice myself, and I'll start with unresourceful, be open and be honest. Right now, I noticed this at work the other day. Control of others and how they show up for me was a big thing. And I recently did some work with my coach on this, and this was really good. But I noticed I wanted my work colleagues, I'll say, to give me more positive feedback. I felt that they were never giving me positive feedback, and it really, really sucked. And every day I felt constantly pushed down and felt like they were always just pointing out my mistakes, and I felt really sad. And I got to a point where I started saying to them, like, you guys, you gotta give me positive feedback. And I'm noticing now that even in my head, I was controlling them every time they would say, "Oh, you made a mistake there." I would go, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I did do that, but you could give me more positive feedback there. You could do this, you could do that." And I noticed it was even if it wasn't openly controlling others, in my head, I was trying to control them. I was trying to make them well, I wanted them to be different than they were and they are. And I notice now that it's a way that I was controlling them. So that's one way I notice that I'm controlling others, even if it's in our head. And I'm sure other people could be doing this. Even if we're trying to control others up here, it's still a way we're meeting our need for certainty unresourcefully. And I had a little quick conversation with my coach about this, and he said, expect them to be awful. Expect them to be the worst. So when they are, you get it. And when they aren't, you appreciate it more. And I'm already noticing that I had a really good day at work today because I've taken on board this lesson and learning. So there's one for you guys if you need one. Food, definitely with food. Sometimes I can just get into Sarkatars and these really healthy gummy bears. Oh, I love them and they make me feel so good. So that's one way I definitely notice myself meeting the need for comfort, meeting the need for certainty. That could be considered unresourceful. Snacking's not the best for us, and I do my best to eat healthy snacks, but it's still a way that I'm doing so. Sharon says, bad dating for me a while back. Looking for love, but shit boundaries. Yeah, I hear ya. I hear ya, Shazza. It can be heavy. It can be really heavy. And when you say dating, do you mean consistently seeing people or variously eating people? Yeah, too much sugar for me, but no longer, so I stay well. Yeah, good on you, Sharon. Good on you. Yeah, sugar is a heavy drug. They say it's more addictive than cocaine. There's a reason why, and it can suck you in. It's not good. Um, Routine, I went over that earlier. I talked about my marijuana journey that I'm still going on. I'm really, really happy that I'm now out of that and in a space of routine that's good for me, which is staying sober. Feels really good. Procrastination. There's sometimes when I need to show up in the morning to a meditation, my brain's already trying to find a way to avoid it. So procrastination, it's in here. Then I say, hey, think about those beautiful people that are going to watch this. And it makes me feel so much better. Sharon says, I did 50 worst dates. The book is coming. I love it. And that sucks. That sucks that that happened for you. And yeah, I bet when maybe feeling lonely and feeling that lack of love, you can get quite addicted to unresourcefully meeting that need by constantly meeting new people. Yeah, it would have been heavy, Shazza. So I see you and big love to you. Now, moving on to the resourceful side, backing yourself in order to get the results you want. Like I just used the example there when I talked about showing up in the mornings and showing up at night. When I when I'm going to show up in the morning, I think of you guys. I think of the beautiful people I get to serve, and I back myself in that way. I think of my my result, the people I get to affect, and it's really, really, really awesome. And that's one way I back myself. Certainty of self, it's that confidence, it's that hell yeah attitude. I love that. I talked about that earlier. Allowing yourself to become who you need to be. Yeah, hugely right now doing this through staying sober, showing up to these lives. Um, I've been doing some really intense coaching with my life coach, um, and I've been facing the parts of myself that are really huge. Parts of myself like my child's response, my heart and my inner child's response to my parents' divorce. Um, what was another one? My fear around cheating in relationships. Um, what else? Um, Emotionally freaking out with my partner sometimes when she's not okay. I've been facing um, my fear of pain and my fear of suffering and my fear of cancer, which all derives from my chronic pain episodes and my experience with cancer. It's been huge, and I've been really allowing myself to face these things and overcome them so I can be the man that I want to be. And that's been really great for me. And that's one way I've been doing that. I hope this is useful and valuable to hear ways I'm showing up because I think being showing how we're showing up openly and being an example is really important. So I hope it's useful. If it's not, let me know. Resourceful, writing our books. Hell yeah, Shazza. Writing our books is huge. That's a huge way we're currently both meeting our needs for certainty in a resourceful way. Routines that support and nurture and provide foundation. Huge things. These lives. Going to the gym. Oh my God, I went to the gym earlier and it felt great. Going to the swimming pool, moving my leg in a beautiful way, in a way that helps my leg improve, my leg that's a prosthetic knee and femur. Going to the sauna, oh, that feels so good, so useful. They're ways I'm currently showing up for resourcefully that are attainable and sustainable. So that comes to the end of the unpack of certainty. And I wanted to leave you with what I've wrote here, which are some quality questions around certainty. Feel free to take these on, write them down, and really get stuck into them. I reckon I could spend hours writing out the answers to these questions. They're really cool quality questions. And I'll put them down below in the comments for you guys. The first question is, how much time throughout the day do you spend thinking of the known past and the predictable future? This is huge. How much time do you spend thinking about the known past, the certain past? How much time do you stay in your head thinking about the past? For myself, sometimes I can be there, I can be I feel like I'm stuck there. Sometimes I feel like the past isn't even in my view for the day. Um, with the predictable future, that's huge. Thinking about the next 10 minutes, the next hour, the next few hours, tonight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, next week, all the different things that we can easily predict that we're going to do, that we've got to focus on. Like some people get stuck in, like, oh, I've got to go to work tomorrow. And they just keep thinking about, oh, I've got to go to work tomorrow. I noticed that within myself at my last job. And with this job now, I constantly am trying to catch myself and go, no, I don't need to focus on that right now. I get to enjoy the time I've got now. So how much time throughout the day do you spend thinking of the known past and predictable future? And if you want to answer these questions in the comments below, I would love to know your answers. Next quality question, how do you resourcefully fulfill your need for certainty? So going over what we talked about earlier, the resourceful ways we meet our needs for certainty. Write it out. Write out a big list of what ways do you resourcefully fulfill your need for certainty. Think of all of them. It could even be cleaning your teeth. That's a great resourceful way that meets our need for certainty. We'll answer after the live. Awesome, Shazza. Thank you. And what ways do you unresourcefully fulfill your need for certainty? Confront yourself and really, really take a good look at yourself and be honest. Be real with yourself. What ways do I unresourcefully fulfill my need for for certainty? Ways could be watching way too much Netflix. Could be drinking too much alcohol. Could be eating too much sugar. It could be too much self-pleasure. It could be too much sex. It could be too much writing, too much learning, be too much of anything. What ways are you currently unresourcefully fulfilling your need for certainty? Could be procrastination, all those things we talked about earlier. Really confront yourself. Be real. It's okay. Create an environment when you write these questions down that are shame-free. Because when we admit it, when we write it down, we confront it, we get closer to working with it on a deeper level. That is good for us. So do it. It's good for you. What ways could you here's the next question, by the way. What ways could you resourcefully fulfill your needs in the way that you're currently unresourcefully fulfilling your needs? So after we've confronted those ways, we may be unresourcefully fulfilling those needs. And what are some resourceful ways you can start fulfilling those needs? One way I found that I was unresourcefully meeting my need for certainty recently, and I'll make it simple. I was just staying up too late and sleeping in too late, and I felt good about it. I felt good staying up so late. It felt like prideful in a way. I felt powerful, being like, yeah, I'm up so late. I've got all this time to myself. And then when I'd sleep in, I'd be like, yeah, look how late I sleep in. I feel really good about it. I feel real certain about it. And I decided to change my job and flip my hours around and start getting into meditation, start being sober. And I flipped the times that I wake up. And now I wake up between 3:30 and 5 o'clock. And I feel great about this. I feel so much better going to bed around 8:30, 9:30, and then actually getting a freaking awesome sleep and waking up before the sun wakes up. And I feel really good about that. And I think it's in a way that's really good for me. And I used to feel good about going to bed late, waking up late, and that wasn't good for me. And I now notice, yeah, I've changed my unresourceful ways to resourceful, and yeah, replicate that in some way with your unresourceful ways. What are some ways that we can, yeah, get that changed to a resourceful way? For example, if it's procrastination, start backing yourself in order to get the results you want. If it's controlling others, I think really start allowing yourself to become who you need to handle the problem is a really good way on flipping that. If you're trying to control others, I feel like you're trying to deal with a situation that's really not poor. So maybe change who you need to be. Allow yourself to become who you need to become so you can handle the problem at hand. So there are our quality questions for tonight. And this is the wrap of our day one mastering our needs following the 6 human core needs. Day one of certainty, our number one need, first on the list. Tomorrow we're going to be rocking out with uncertainty, variety, adventure, and we're going to have a lovely Facebook Live of a meditation tomorrow, which is going to be awesome, embracing and breathing in and allowing our mind to explore uncertainty, adventure, variety in a really meditative state. and then rock out with an evening evolution class, just like tonight's one, exploring it in depth in a deep unpack. I'm sure this class was valuable for you in some way. Thank you so much, Shazza, for being here with me the entire time. I appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. And thank you for all of you for watching this. I really appreciate your time, and good on you for showing up to something like this. You really are allowing yourself to become who you need to be, the person you want to be your ultimate self, and to ultimately master yourself on a whole new level. Good on you. I'm proud for you. Thank you. I really appreciate your time. Thank you, guys. Big love to you all. I'm so glad you loved it, Shazza. I'll see you guys tomorrow.